Hey, good evening. It's Rob Edmonds from VirginiaPreps.com. I'm here with Poquoson, Carter Jones. Hey, Carter, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I appreciate you joining us. I know it's early January, a little chilly outside, so hopefully you're nice and
Yeah.
cozy indoors. But Want to connect with you and talk to you a little bit about football. I know you've been having some good things going for you down there at Poquoson,
Yes,
and
sir.
obviously definitely earned. Um, Want to chat with you a little bit about the team in the past season, most recently. First, if you don't mind, you guys had a really good season, made it to the state semis. Came up a little bit short there, but overall, how'd you feel about this past year?
I think this year we were a lot better than last year. To be honest, we had a good record. A good record 2 years ago, the my freshman year, and then now my sophomore year. This year we went 12-2. I mean, we had a phenomenal team, and we really didn't get beat. We only got beat the most all year was by 8 points, and that says a lot because that was by the District Three champ or the regional for champs for Class Three, and then also the other team we lost to was Strasburg. We lost by 1 point, but we had so many we had so many games where we didn't out leverage teams, but it was just like against Smithfield we went into I think it was 4 overtimes, and that just showed our character really of coming through that and beating I think they're a Class Four team as a Class Two team.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and even going back to the postseason, that loss against Strasburg. I mean, you guys had the opportunity there at the end to pull that out, and you battled all the way to the end. I mean, you guys are a very physical football team. Obviously, you're a
Oh yeah,
physical player, so does that identity bode well for you, or maybe vice versa with helping some of the folks that are be on your team as you get into your junior and senior year and become a leader?
I think everyone on our team's kind of on board with what we're trying to make. We're trying to make a state final team that goes and wins it all, and our goal really is to win it. I mean, our goal obviously is to win it every year, but our goal is definitely to emphasize on these next 2 years because we have a really good team right now, and that we lost a lot of seniors, but we have a lot of guys that are going to mature and get better, and just the entire team is just so like great. Everyone's friends and everyone's on board with what we're trying to establish.
Yeah, and with that being said, what is your role? From obviously there's the developmental piece which is important, but what is your role in the program building? I mean, as someone who is a standout player as a sophomore, has some Division I offers already. You can probably try to be a leader, not by example, to some of the younger kids that are coming up that maybe don't have the accolades that you have yet.
Yeah. Well, they like my coaches. They nominated me as a captain this year, and just being a captain as a sophomore just says you're gonna be a leader. You're gonna help kids who don't know what they're doing. Like you're gonna like in the classroom, you're gonna tell your teammates what's right, what's wrong, and help everyone out. And they also want you to just be. They also want you to be a leader on the field, of course, because that's what captains do. And even the refs, they count on you as a captain to be the leader and keep your teammates out of trouble. So I think my coaches trust me a lot, and I also think like the younger guys. We only had two freshmen on varsity this year, which I think last year we had like 11. So it was a bit different, which was unfortunate, but at least both of the freshmen were O linemen, so I got to work with them a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, they both are going to get really good. Their names were Braden Banty and then Max Max Gammons. Max Gammons. They both did good. They played just about the entire game against John Marshall, so they got good varsity experience.
Yeah, that's a big deal for being someone young to get that much varsity experience early on,
Oh yeah,
right?
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. How did you get involved in with the game of football, and do you participate in any other sports? I mean, what's your background?
So ever since when I was really little, I think I started playing baseball around 4 years old, and I started joining like travel ball teams. I played for the Old Dominion Hitters. I played for the Nationals, and then of course I did the little league thing where you go to the states and you stay in a hotel with your teammates and all that stuff, which was really fun. And then I also did I did like what's it called? I did a year of JV baseball my eighth grade year, and then after that I decided I didn't want to play it anymore, and I just wanted to focus on football and get in the weight room and get bigger because at that point when I was in eighth grade I was about like 6'2", but I was only about 150 pounds. In that prior football season, I was playing tight end and like a little bit like outside linebacker ish. Excuse me. And basically, I just decided I wanted to put on some pounds because the varsity coach told me, "Hey, if you want to come play varsity next year, you're going to need to play O-line. That's where we have a position available. So get ready for that." So I was like, "Okay, coach." And I came back next year at 6'6", about 250 pounds.
Wow.
So it was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And then that summer, I went to a thing called the Jonathan Allen Camp, and it's like a 1 week camp in Fairfax. You go full pads in the middle of July, and you basically just like hit people for like 6 hours out of the day. It's 3 days, and they provide you with food. It was awesome. I met so many people there, and I still talk to a lot of people I met there, all from different parts of Virginia and stuff. And Jonathan Allen obviously was there, and he was a great coach, especially because I went as a D lineman, so I got to work with him a lot, which was cool. But and then from there, I went played my freshman season. I played both ways for Poquoson on varsity, and we made it all the way to state semis again, and we lost. But that time, we had to go to their house, and we lost by, I think it was 33-7. So we lost by a good amount, and that bus ride home was really long. I remember that because they're all Riverheads was all the way up in the mountains, and we only had one bus going up there. It was a ride, but and then I didn't really realize how it was to lose seniors until that moment, and then so then I all off season instead of playing basketball and baseball like I used to, I just decided to lift weights, and I worked with a guy named John Bivens out of Vertex Performance, and then we would do all types of training like with the Vertimaxes and the bands, and we do like some explosive work. And then from there, I just decided to put on some more weight. I got up to like 280 pounds that off season, and I started bench pressing 315. And I was just like, I was ready to go from that. From freshman year, I went to like, I think I went to 12 camps in the off season, and it was pretty awesome. The only thing I needed help with was the one on ones because we don't kick step at Poquoson. So that was my first ever 1v1 was rough, but I started to figure it out because I'd asked guys at the camp how they did it, and I got it down pretty good now. But then it was like it was foreign. So
Sure, sure.
yeah,
So what's that like? I mean, you talk about the big change for you, physically. Obviously, the height comes into play. There's not a whole lot of things you can do there to control that, but 100 pounds in 1 year sounds like, and then another 30 on top of that. What does it take to, gain that type of weight, but to do it the right way?
the thing that you said is the right way. That's the hard part for a lot of kids. I like some kids will say like, oh well, I'm gonna gain 100 pounds, but they have no plan on how they're gonna do it. And for me, it was a little bit. It wasn't by no means was it easy. It was pretty difficult because my metabolism was so fast. So I would always be losing weight. So I had to like start like tracking my calories, getting a good protein intake, and kind of studying it a little bit on how like people gain weight the right way and put on muscle. But I was so young, so it was hard for my body to adapt to that a little bit.
Mhm. Gotcha. And so you got through that, obviously gained a lot of weight. Sounds like you put in a lot of effort, efforts in the off season, attended a lot of camps, and that's paid off for you. From a recruiting standpoint, you're up to what? How many offers are you at now?
I have 5D1 offers.
Got five D1 offers. I'm sure there's a lot more coming.
Yes, sir.
But having five D1 offers as a sophomore is a pretty big deal because you knew you've got some opportunities in there. So you know, how did you have the foresight, or did you have people helping you? Kind of knowing that that work was going to pay off or could pay off for you.
Well, the guy John Bivens, he played Major League Baseball, but he also played football and baseball at UVA. So he was like, his motto was always like, if people look at you in public, I want them thinking, is he an O lineman? Is he a tight end? Is he a running back? Like, what does this dude do? But I can tell like he's athletic and he definitely does something, you know. He never wanted me to look like an O lineman, so he kind of built me that way.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, and that's good segue. You got a visit going to UVA later this week, right?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So what's that relationship been like so far, or kind of what's the expectations going on that visit?
Well, everything with UVA has always been different from any other school because my grandpa played there. So they've been like an NFL team to me ever since I was just a kid because I didn't know any better. So it was always like going to their games, like as like a little 6 and 7, 8 year old kid was just always like amazing because I'd always talk to my grandpa about like how every kid on that team is like the best player on their high school team. And every kid, like once they get there, they come back to square one and you gotta earn everything. So it was like with UVA, ever since I got started getting recruited by them, it's just been like a different type of relationship because of that family and that like that family connection that we have to UVA. So it's different there. We all love Charlottesville. We used to own a condo in Wintergreen, which is really close to Charlottesville. So it's nice there.
Gotcha. So, coming away from that visit, I'm sure if come away with some sort of offer, that's probably going to be a big thing for you, just from the standpoint of being able to have that opportunity.
That would be amazing. My family would be very happy for me because they all love UVA. Everyone in my family's always loved UVA, so it would be pretty big.
Gotcha. And then looking beyond, going after that, obviously got the off season ahead. Sounds like you've done some things in the past years that have helped you. What's on the agenda, or what are you planning to do this off season? Whether it's visits or things physically you want to accomplish, so on and so forth.
Well, my goal for this offseason is to get up to a 405 bench press. That's my big goal. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that before I turn 16 because I turned 16 and what's today? Today's the 20th. I turned 16 in 17 days, but I think
Where are you at now?
I barely failed 340 just like 2 days ago. It was Friday. I barely failed 340.
Okay.
I was a little upset because I definitely could have had it, but I think I was a little bit sore that day, but it's fine. I think it's going to be doable. I've been working with a coach and getting using some bands and figure and like strapping them up to the bench press and doing all that explosive work to try and get like my stick out or lock out, whatever you call it when you lock your elbows when you get to the top of the rep.
Right.
Trying to build that explosiveness for my long arms.
Gotcha. Any camps or anything like that on the planner yet?
Oh yeah, well, we have some camps like that we're thinking about going to. Like we want to go to the Boston College Mega Camp June 1st, and we want to go back to Clemson June 5th for that same camp. But so far, that's really all we have. I know we're going to probably go to UVA's camp and Virginia Tech's camp because they're in state, and but so far that's about all we have like planned out.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. And I know we talked getting back to kind of maybe team some personal goals as well, but I know we talked earlier about what things are going to look like this year. You guys have a lot of graduation from this past fall's team, a lot of new guys coming up. What are the expectations for Poquoson or for you, heading into the 2025 season?
Well, me personally, I want to dominate this year. Like everyone across from me, I want to dominate just because this year is that year where I can really, well, every year is an opportunity, but this year I have the opportunity and the build to dominate anyone that like steps foot across from me on the ball. So I think aggression for our team, but controlled aggression is going to be really important because we have some guys that tend to mouth off and do stupid stuff just not good things that you can get penalties for. And we just need everyone to be aggressive during the play, and then after the play, kind of tone it down a little bit. And then once you get back up to the ball, just be aggressive again, let it all out.
Gotcha. Uh, you know, any thoughts on trying to run the table this year? I know you guys were pretty darn close last year in the district.
I think it's going to be a good year for that because I know Lafayette, who is a really big competitor in that. I think they have a lot of dudes graduating and a lot of good players graduating this year. So I think that's going to be helpful to us to trying to win that district championship.
Gotcha. It, and what about like for we got people watching the interview today, folks that maybe don't know Carter Jones yet. What would you tell them, about yourself that you would want people to know?
Um, I just want them to know, like, basically, like, um, well, first of all, I want them to know, how I never started at O line. I started at basically a receiver because that's what they had me playing at most of the camps I went to in like eighth grade. I started at receiver, but I mean, as long as your feet are quick, and then after you gain that weight, just making sure your feet are still quick, you can be a really good lineman with that way, with that size and some quick feet. That's what the coaches look for, and that's what I think I do well. Personally, I think I can get to the second level very easily, and I think I move fast, and then my drive is really good once I get attached to the guy, and then my finish is also good.
Hmm. Yeah, when you put that all together, it's a big deal. And like you mentioned, the athletic ability at that position is huge. So,
Oh yeah.
what about off the field? How's things going for you academically?
Right now, everything's going really well. I mean, the only I normally am like a 1B or like all A's student. So but this year I've been doing really good in school. Like I have an A in an AP class. I've had that all year, and I'm in pre-calculus honors. So everything's been going really well because I'm in like all honors and taking like some high classes. But this year schools seemed a little bit easier, and I'm really close to all A's like every quarter.
That says a lot to me to say pre-calculus honors is easy. So,
Oh yeah.
and I know you're a couple years away, but what are you kind of thinking about maybe after high school from an academics focus standpoint?
Like what type of degree I want to go for?
Yeah.
Um, I haven't put a lot of thought into that yet. I just don't know what type of job I want to do once football is all said and done. Like, I mean, I would love to make football my job because, you're going to pay me to play the sport I love. That'd be awesome. But, like, I know, like, a business degree is, like, a typical type of degree to get if you want to go, like, for multiple fields. But, I mean, that's probably a good one to do because, like, they have master's programs for those. And, like, a lot of schools have, like, UVA has a prestigious business degree. So, I think that could be something good to go for, like a goal. But if I know I'm good at math, so I want to do something like math related just to like make sure my skill, like I have a degree for my skills.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Good deal. Any other thoughts on the recruiting side? I know, is there anything specific, that you're looking for from the schools that you want to consider?
Yeah. Um, do you mean like what type of like interest do I want to see from like a school, or like what type of schools do I like?
Yeah, either one. I mean, just like obviously when schools are talking to you, they're interested in you, but there's got to be that mutual interest for you to want to attend. So what are you looking for from them?
I like a high competitive team, like a team that's competitive within itself. So like what I mean by that is like when they're going first team offense versus first team defense, and they're just going after it like they would in a game against people they don't know, you know? Like I want to see like some intense practices, people working hard in the weight room, and like just and I want to see like a good like family connection almost like throughout the like all the teammates and the coaches. Like I want to see everyone getting along, and I mean getting along to a degree. Obviously, there's going to be disputes at practice between the players. That's normal, but like I want to see a pretty tight knit team. I
Sure.
like that a lot.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. I know you've earned a lot up to this point, and I know there's a lot more on the table for you. So I'm
Thank
excited
you.
here for you. And definitely, definitely wish your visit goes well this week, and look forward to catching up with you down the road.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Carter. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining Virginia
Yes,
Press.
sir. Thank you for calling.